We have X-Sabers, Dogmatika, and even, well, is this Naturia? Alright, make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So, we actually have one of the early X-Saber list that's actually been causing Garsum here to actually go up in price. This was one of the reasons I've been wanting to, look into this, but evidently they're using a punk package within this deck to basically facilitate getting the extra body set up onto the field just to upgrade your consistency for this pile. And that's not exactly something I had considered with this. You don't really think about the interchangeable interactions that you kind of get with this stuff, and it's kind of sad because you still have to kind of play the bad X-Saber cards within the deck to get the deck into its most consistent form here, which, yeah, involves having to play Dark Soul, which I know feels a little bit bad, but Mr. Garsum here, when this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, we get to add any X-Saber card from our, or X-Saber monster from our deck to our hand, which actually helps us out very, very nicely. I greatly appreciate the fact of having access to this very, very strong card for the deck. And of course, your X-Saber package, besides the new cards, isn't even greatly increased. This is honestly just kind of a pretty consistent thing, and I do kind of like that. Of course, the rest of this is just going to be tanky and go. So we're also only playing one Delta in the main. We're side decking the additional. We're putting that extra pressure on the Gamma here to be able to keep things going, which is kind of an oddity, I will say, but I don't know. Overall, this looks like probably one of the more interesting choices for the meta you can do, but it also just means that Naturia, beast here, going to be going about 9,000 miles for this deck. Next up here, we have Dogmatika. And, typically any time that this package is going to be involved, it's usually going to cause problems, because getting to shove or shape things out of your opponent's extra deck feels incredibly strong. I just realized we are actually playing the triple illusion gate here to be able to get set up, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about. Ignoring summoning conditions, great. Now that the deck has access to the Fallen and the Virtuous, you get way more options for this deck than I think a lot of people really thought about for this. You also do get to side the red reboot. They still have triple judgment in the OCG, which is kind of crazy to think about. And they still have all of these tools right here to be able to, destroy the game. Also, we are playing two devouring Dogma Dragons. So interesting little choices, to say the least here. Next up here, we have, now obviously there's Naturia Vernal stuff here, but also we are playing the little standard approach here of the very, very, we need the rock support to go. We've also gone so far as to dig out Yield Tackle Crusader, and we're still using this. It's amazing to me to think about that Tackle Crusader is still going to be one of those hilarious cards to still do some options for you, which is great. Now, obviously, you're playing 60 cards. Your takeaway here is, hey, we're going to play grass. We're going to try to shape out some of the funny haha resources. Obviously, having access to Curious is definitely going to help, but you got plenty of options within this to access these bigger lines, and I also see we are playing Raw 10 in here as well, so looks pretty standard, I feel like, for a list, so not too bad. Hey, we have more Shaddolls. Hey, look, we've got Grista on the back burner. You know what that means. Honestly, I think it's really cool to see Grista actually getting the chance to actually do something, because this is just one of those broken cards. Look, if you get a Shaddoll fusion to resolve, you get this dumped down, and you get to cheat out 2 frickin' fusions with it, it feels pretty absurd to think about just the options that you've got. Also, we do get to see, of course, maximizing a left Shaddoll fusion. You also do get to see the fusion deployments to bring out the Blazing Cartesias. We have the Void package in here, which, all of these tools, all just kind of come together. You're just going to make the Infernoid Evil, yeet Skeet it out of the extra deck, And you've got everything that you kind of want set up within, you know, the deck. So this does make a lot of sense, I think, for what you're looking at. So hey, guys, I think Shaddoll's looking kind of good. Next up here, we have the amazing killer tune, but with Elvennotes, honestly. I think I'm more impressed to actually see a takeaway here with Elvennotes fixing the problems of another deck. Now, I mean, we've seen Elvennotes popping up with Centurions. This is not the first time that we've seen these sorts of concepts and things coming into the spotlight. I honestly kind of am a little bit more impressed with what we've been seeing here. But, okay, you've also gotten the K9 package in here, too, which I kind of do like. We do appreciate the K9 stuff acting as free level 5 bodies, but also, I mean, you can get a free Ripper off of it, which, I mean, doesn't necessarily seem like a terrible thing. Well, we appreciate this. This is not too bad. Next up here, we have Darklord. Oh, God, what are you... Once again, the Fallen and the Virtuous continues to be one of these cards that we see popping up quite a lot, honestly. I mean, you got to remember, this just fuels the consistency for this deck. I mean, being able to dip into, you know, things like this. I also see we're playing the double super poly in here, which is kind of interesting. I mean, you've got a lot of tools to be able to access some of these bigger options. I mean, these are going to be your biggest two, but also, you know, Secretarian Dragon becomes one of those key options to help you along the way. So it's also pretty good. And I also see we have Ye Olde Rebellion here doing its job as well. But your true takeaway for this, it's just very strong to see Dark Lords helping out and doing pretty consistent options. And also the Pirate map being another option that this deck can just kind of throw at your opponent is kind of interesting. Next up here, well, we do get to see the Satellar Nova actually coming together, and honestly, I'm kind of loving this idea. The Tellarknight stuff with the Dodo stuff is supposed to help answer your consistency problems, I feel like. We see it in a lot of these situations where the rank 4 packages have to bleed together in order to get the maximum best results, and honestly, I think that this is fine. In terms of the new stuff, I mean, you just play one of each of the options here, which I think is fine. We do get to see, you know, Ye Olde Illusion Gate in the side deck. I'm telling you, anytime that we can see these options coming together, it feels really, really good. This list, though, well, in fact, we are playing 2 Constellar Tellarknights, but I mean, this card's one of the better cards that you've actually got going for yourself here. So congratulations on actually seeing this really come together. All right. What the heck? It is Prank Kids. You know, now that the time rules have shifted, I think we can actually truly have the discussion now of, can the Prank Kids stuff come back, or is the deck just too slow? Well, I do see that this deck is playing Radiant Typhoon support in it. So now my overbearing question becomes, if we are playing these cards in this deck, you know, do we see this come back? Because remember, Meow Meow Mew is still locked up in ban purgatory on our side of the game, which is kind of sad, but it does look like you don't even need 3. You can get away with playing 2 in this list, and, you know, you're able to kind of achieve the same results. It's just, you've got to be able to get the consistency of the board wipes here. And then, of course, the split apart, like the small minuscule burn and modifications you get for these. The only problem is this deck does take a while to play, so maybe that's a problem. We also do get to see, we have a mini level 4 package. We have the Dodo stuff in here. And then, of course, we have Mitsurugi running around in this list. There's a lot of sub-packages going on in this particular list that I think kind of caught me off guard. But once again, this just proves, you know, how much can we jam-pack into a Mitsurugi deck to get those best results. There you go, people. I mean, you get to see the finer damage coming together, and it's stuff like this that is just kind of crazy to see. But what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you. Yeah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.